Okay, we'll come to Mr. Vinadwara a little later. So the next speaker is Chanchal Gher. Chanchal is also relatively new into product management. He works for CData, a leading company in data connectivity space, and he will throw light upon the tough part of being a product manager, because this is a very famous topic for many of the aspirants as well as beginners in the space of product. So over to you, Chanchal.
Thank you, Nishan. Am I audible to all? Yeah, hello. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Basically, I think good evening. First, I saw all veterans over here, and then few incumbents came, and I thought, chalo, mera audience bhi hai at least. I have someone to talk to. My slides basically will be someone. It will be very, very familiar to someone who is, new into the domain of product management. Someone who has started his journey very recently, I would say. So as Nishan stated, I'm a product manager with CData. Fresh out of MBA, I got into product manager last year, somewhere in August, and this is here I am now. I'll try to keep the session interactive so that it's a meme-based PPT I created. I couldn't create something, vanilla I thought of creating, but just whatever I can, I'll just try to cover it up. So how my journey started, basically, whenever MBAs, somewhere down the line, it was IB or it was management consulting, which was at a boom at time. But now people wants to be in product, and India, as there is various unicorns and people now trying to create something from India for the world. So now the time comes where we as the people, we as the product managers, we as the new generation of Indians who wants to build for India, within India and for the world, as various products which Zohos of the world or the Freshworks of the world is now curating the whole globe, basically. So when I got this job, I was literally, as any new aspirants, I was very, 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 very happy. I was on cloud 9 on that day. It was something like I got that fancy title after my MBA. I was very happy to do that. So I'll stop talking about me, and we'll move to the topic now. Sorry. So basically, when you start to work in product management, this is how does it looks like, right? So first day, product manager, a fancy title. Then you comes to know, nahi, this is not that fancy it looks from outside, right? There's various aspects to it. You have to be with everyone within the team, outside the team, everyone around the, and we come from a MNC, so around the globe, you have to talk to people, understand the cultural differences, how to talk to them, what has to be done, how it has to be done. So that comes as a part of being a product manager. You're not just building a product for somebody who's sitting in India and using your product, but someone who's sitting somewhere around the globe and using your product too. So that's the different nuances that you have to cater to. There's a different marketing which happens in India. There's a marketing aspect that happens in US. Somewhere in Europe, it's totally different than what happens in India and US. So marketing aspect is different. The salesperson who are taking those sales in different continents or different regions, that's different too. So it's not that easy as it looks from an outside, I would say. Moving to my next slide. So, this is what comes to us when we are presented PPT in our colleges, right? This is where we lie. We are at the center of a business, UX, tech, and business. So product managers are someone who sits at center, who enjoys everything. But when you come into the field, when you get your hand dirty, this is how does it look like. You have to talk to your customers. And just I think it was mentioned in previous conversations too, the customer doesn't always give you the right informations. Right? And it's not just a single customer you have to talk to. You have to talk to a lot of people and understand the various aspects of it. So user experience is one of the, user experiences or to gather useful information from user. It's not an easy task to do. Then comes somewhere as documentation. I'm not sure most of the product managers here do. We come from a B2B SaaS world, and our product is not easy to use until and unless it's documented. If you're a database administrator, if you're a database manager, you'll be able to know the nuances of data connectivity. But if you're a business user, without documentations, even the connectivity won't be possible for you. So documentation is one part. Then comes an MVP. As I was very initially part of a cloud SaaS platform, so I'd been part of moving from an MVT to go live to GTM. And now we are in a phase down a quarter where our user growth is 2. But again, the retention and as well as the money coming out from user is not that. So again, that's one part of it. Then GDM, then product roadmap, growth, retention. So it's all part and partial of your product management manager day-to-day life. This is one thing. Sorry, okay. This is one thing. But again, if you are someone who comes to a developer-led organization and you are someone who is a product manager, the first questions which your peers is going to ask, what do you do for a company, right? Because product managers are not writing codes. They don't even do the testings. I do testing just for users' understanding, but not an integration testing, not a unit level testing, not a regression testing. So you're not even a tester. Then technical writer. Are you a technical writer? I'll say no. There are people, there are tech evangelists who does it for you. So we are not that too. So what we are, right? So what we are, that's the main question. You have to convince not even your boss, but to your team members that what you brings to the table. Is it not something? It's not something because you're the manager. You hold a position in the team. You're someone driving the product roadmap. But how do you understand you're driving that? How do you create user stories? How do you prioritize user stories? How do you ship features? So that's a very different kind of a conversation that I initially used to have with my teammates, be it India, be in US, be in China, or be in Romania. So that's the thing. It's not that easy to just look out from outside. That's why I chose this topic and wanted to talk about. Next, coming to a stakeholder management, and I'll say product managers. It's not that easy to manage all the stakeholders. Talking to marketing is a different thing. Talking to sales is totally different, I would say. And had some horrible experiences too, because sometimes your product doesn't fulfill what the customer wants. And marketing and sales would say, no, this is your fault. You have not created the product. The product is not that well. The product doesn't compete with the competitors in a manner it has to be. So there are some gaps. There are some features that has been left out. But yeah, again, stakeholder management is really a ton task to do. So this is really, whenever there is a sprint planning, this is always comes in picture. You fight with a scrum master, then there is your boss. You have to prioritize your feature based on what customer wants or is based on the availability of the developers. This is one thing that always comes in play whenever you are planning a sprint with your scrum masters. And now this, as I haven't touched pre-sales or sales yet, so this is what usually happens. And we are in data connectivity space. There are thousands of SaaS platforms available in the market. There are thousands of products available in the market. So SAP is our partner here. So we have multiple SAP drivers too. But every time there's a new user, they'll have a different CRM, different ERPs, different product they might be using. And it won't be possible for us to even build a driver for it. Because building a driver, building a connector, it takes time, it takes money. So this is an apt answer that usually comes into play, right? We define a roadmap for a year. If the customer's requirement cannot fit into the roadmap, it will take some time for us to bring it into roadmap, bring it into prioritization, and then create user stories or write PRDs for it. I'll take to the next slide. So yeah, this is, I think, everyone who is in product manager would believe, I guess. So there's always your need to be in some meeting one or another. You might be starting your day, I don't know, but yeah, I have a very little experience from a single organization. So we kind of play a dual role of a product owner plus product manager for India. So you have to be in and out, talking to dev, talking to testers, talking to technical writers, talking to pre-sales, talking to sales. And I don't know when you can be pulled to a customer meeting, right? There might be a customer meeting 30 minutes down the road and someone from pre-sales will pull you in that. This is the feature they want to understand. It has been quite deployed last week. Can you please come and explain this to the customer? So there's various things which happens in our journey. Am I relating anything? Pakka na? Okay. Because the speakers were they have set the bar too high, I guess. So, yeah, so that's why my topic is quite different from the product strategy point of view. It's a product manager's problem. Okay, so this is usually happens. Everybody who would have planned a sprint would know that there's a burnout chart, right? When you bring something else into the sprint, how does it fire back to you? Might be a customer, might be a P0 for you, but might not be a P0 for a dev, right? He would be have a stagnant answer to it. No. How to do that? That's how the product managers come into play, right? How to have that influencer authority, how to influence that to bring this into the picture. This is I'm not sure, but yeah, this usually happens with the product. Whenever there is a product release, whenever there is a website release, whenever there is a new deployment, it usually shifts by a day or two, sometimes months too. And as sir explained in the last presentations, first we create a product, deploy it, and then see there's no result. Then we reinvestigate, we move from the ground zero again, and on top of it, we try to build a product. The customer changes, the environment changes, the requirement changes, how you perceive your customer, how you get the knowledge, everything changes. So this is where product managers who are always ready, always viable, always, to take up the challenging task. If it's not done for now, let's try it another time. Let's fail fast, let's try it another time. Maybe somewhere down the road, we will hit that North Star which everybody is looking for. Okay, so this is I was just searching through various memes, so this is what I found out. How the product managers are for different people around your teams, right? Around your family, around your friends. So I won't say my friend, so my roommate's, he's in the same company, he's a dev. So for him, I'm like somebody who's always there in meeting. So whenever he knocks at my door, I'll be in some meeting with one team or another. So that's what he sees me, somebody who's not doing anything, just attending a meeting all day long. Yeah, for my mom, because she loves me so, she thinks I'm bringing something, I'm doing something great. That would be but yeah, that cannot be always true, right? What society thinks I do? Because currently product managers are in boom, the topic about product managers, product coaches, product influencers. Now it's being like being in product is something very precious you hold in your hand. I'm not sure up to what extent, but definitely what type. My boss, I don't think he salutes me, but it's kind of a tussle always. There's a geographical differences too. So there's always a tussle what we want to ship from our region of the world and what he wants to ship from his region of the world. The customer preferences takes priorities over what we discuss. I won't say what I think I do, but it's quite, we are trying to build a very cool no-code platform for data connectivity world where we'll connect to any of the drivers that we build to and provide to any no-code, low-code or analytical platforms or ETL tools in minutes. So this is what we are building. And just the end of the slide, I'll say what is the nirvana for a product manager. So I'm just interchangeably using it product owners to product manager. So somebody, very well spoken, very well known. You might be talking, you might be influencer, you might be someone at center, but you don't own anything apart from your product. Okay, here I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank Lord Chanchal for your honest confessions.
Thank you.
I'm sure it would have resonated with a lot of people around, and especially